inspire.
Welcome back to the Kidney Stone Diet Podcast, the show about reducing your kidney stone risk and living your best life. I'm your host and fellow student, Jeff Saris.
And I'm Jill Harris, your kidney stone prevention nurse. And I swear to God, I know I'm immature. I don't care. I can just be so serious so long, okay? So when we're shooting the beginning and I look at you and I have to be quiet, it brings me back to when I was like in junior high and we'd be in study hall, me and my best friend, and they'd be like, no talking. And of course, whenever you're not supposed to talk, I want to talk more. I was the one who was always separated. Jill, move to the other table. So whenever we're supposed to be quiet, I go right back to junior high. I'm not saying I'm proud of it, but that's just what I'm doing. Every show at the beginning.
You
I'm
have
like
to have
this.
fun. I know, I see your face sometimes.
I get so happy to be here, first of all, and talk about this stuff and get the word out. There's also, somebody wrote me and they're like, you should be, please. So people don't think I answer my own email. They assume somebody else is doing it.
Oh,
No,
really?
I'm answering hundreds of them a day. Thank you very much, people. But so she said, somebody should tell Jill it's very important that she really doesn't use, her grammar is terrible. And I don't understand if she thinks that we're dumb or what, but somebody needs to talk to her about it. So I wrote, dear sissy. I'm sure she was like, oh shit, Jill writes her own email. Dear sissy, whatever her name was. I think my audience is extremely smart. So I know they know that it's just my flair on things. I know that people don't say ain't and that kind of stuff. I couldn't be where I am today if I didn't understand that. But I like to have fun because I'm talking about the same thing for 5,000 years. So I need to spice it up for you and for me. So I never want anyone here to feel like I'm just like, why are you talking about this?
No,
because
this is
it's
perfect.
important. I want people to understand that I know how smart you are. So the way I give information is very different from many nurses you may know or anybody on YouTube. That's just my style. It's who I am. I have fun with it. Please know that I would never, it has nothing to do with you, meaning that in the nicest way. I know you guys understand me. You're way too smart not to. So I wanted to clarify that because if one person thinks something, many might. And I just want to make sure people know it. It's just, I'm just goofy. Right?
Well, and this
That's
is
all.
the thing too. This is why the entire Kidney Stone Diet platform is so different because this isn't meant to be sterile doctor speak. It's all based in science, but like this show, we want it to be entertaining. We want people to have fun and be like, look how silly Jill is. Like, look how much just fun and how entertaining all of it is because otherwise, like, you could read research papers and things and like we don't absorb that. Like we absorb the things that we enjoy and we find entertaining. Yes. So I think that's actually that's a great point to bring up just so people know because I think a lot of people get it, but definitely I would assume brand new people could very easily be like, oh, like how professional is this? Like how much experience is here when the experience is through the roof. And we don't always talk about that, but 24 years of experience doing this already.
Yes. And also, and some people, and this is all over YouTube, and I'm guilty of this too. When I'm watching something on YouTube, I'm like, okay, TikTok, you said you were going to talk about BIPIP and you haven't, and it's now 7 minutes in. People, it's a show, okay? We eventually get to it. Just keep fast forwarding then until you get to your answer. You can do that too. People get very mad. I do too sometimes. And I'm watching something, but I know just the fast forward. And I certainly, it's okay. Have fun with it, people. Enjoy, absorb it all in. Yeah. And if you don't like the style, that's okay too. You can go find somebody else that does it differently. I mean, please, of course, please do that. But anyway.
And just real quick on that, just because you said sometimes it can be irritating because a lot of times there's the empty promise. It's like, watch this for this, and you watch 99% of it, and then they're just like, oh yeah, it's a yes, and it's over. And it's like, how did you hook me in for 6 minutes to see nothing? But that's the one thing we we'll always promise that there will be the payoff in the episode. We're not just, there's no clickbait. We're not just trying to get you to click through, but we have these preambles. We have this, we're also friends, like we're friends, business partners.
Yeah,
So
so
we
there's
just have
that.
time just hanging out, that this is a good excuse also to talk a lot more, which is really nice.
I mean, it really is. So basically, what we're saying, people, is we're doing the show for the two of us, and you're along for the ride, people.
Uh-huh.
No, we want to create a chummy atmosphere, a warm atmosphere, an inviting atmosphere, an atmosphere that's not intimidating. When I was going through all my doctor appointments with all my cancer, it's intimidating talking to these really, it's doctors sometimes, and nurses too, don't know how to bring it on down home so we can understand. And as patients, and as a patient, I was really scared. And so you may say, well, you're a nurse. Yeah, but I do kidney stones. I don't do cancer. And now I'm the one with cancer. And so it's really intimidating. And you do want people to talk to you like a girlfriend, like a boyfriend. I mean, you want some kind of, at least I do. I don't know. And you guys in the audience, you can tell us, does this make sense to you? Because I joke that it's for Jeff and I, but it is for all of you. And this is why we do this. Otherwise, Jeff and I would just get on the phone or text a funny meme to each other. We're doing this for you as a service. So we hope you like our style. We're not going to change it. So, I mean, you could say you don't like it, it won't change, but we hope you do like it, and we hope you get it. What we're trying to do here, create an environment that it is an easy way to talk to us, to ask questions, to understand, instead of just being pelleted with research. If you want that, my mentor, Dr. Fred Coe, COE, oh my God, a plethora of information at kidneystone.uchicago.edu. All the things that we are trying to do and talk about here on our platform is based upon all the science on his platform. So go there. He spends so much of his free time writing for you the heavy duty science-based research that we're not going to talk about here, because we lose a lot of people when we do. You'll also find me on his website with certain articles too. So I'm there as well. Mm-hmm. But I just, you could say, well, you've already done over 100 episodes. Why are you explaining it now? Well, it just didn't come up until now. So I want you to understand what we're trying to create here. Like I said, I think everyone here is pretty darn brilliant, so you get the feel of what's going on. But like I said, if one person says something, other people may be thinking it, and I just wanted to address it. So I'm good.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that brings us right perfectly to our question, because this is an extremely important one.
Okay,
let's fire it up.
Hi, Jeff. Hi, Jill. I've called before. I just want to give you a brief backstory. I'm an American living in Japan, and I have a long history of calcium oxalate stones. Goes back into my family several generations. I even had a stone lasered out of me a couple of years ago, which was not fun. And living in Japan, sometimes it's very difficult to get some medical help and have questions answered for you. So recently, I went to my urologist and I asked him, hey, in America, they're doing this kind of 24-hour urine collection, and can I get one? And I was very surprised when my urologist told me, no, that's really not a thing here. We don't do that. And so I checked with some other urologists here in Japan, and surprisingly said, yeah, we don't really do that. Tests are inconclusive, and it doesn't really work that well. And if you want any solid tests, you need to go back to the hospital and get those. So my question is, what exactly does a 24-hour urine collection do? I mean, what exactly are the doctors looking for? Does that really apply to every kind of stone, or just some specific stones? Also, if I can't get a 24-hour urine collection sort of study, so what should is there something else I can go to the hospital and request and say, hey, give me this test or that test? And also, if I follow the kidney stone diet, which I have been doing regularly and very religiously, do I really need to get a 24-hour urine collection, or is this probably just something in my DNA that I'm going to have to live with, and there's not really another issue. Thanks for answering my question.
I remember him because he did ask some questions before about soy sauce and all the salt and why is there, I believe it was him who was like, why don't a lot of Asians get, kidney stones, right? Okay, he did not say his name, unfortunately, and I do like addressing people by name. A friggin' beautiful question. So much to unpack here. People in the audience are like, oh shit, get a pillow and a blanket.
No, but this is an important one, especially having regional differences. This is, it's a big question. As soon as he brought it up, I was like, well, that is interesting.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm going to try to remember all the things. I typically write it down. So for a synopsis, he's living in Japan. I have a lot of international patients, by the way. There are some countries that will do urine collections. Many do not. In England, you can't get them there. There's a couple countries that do them. So when I'm coaching people over across seas, where they're telling me what their diet is. Some people come in the States to get a urine collection, but let's talk about a few things. What are doctors looking for? Why are these doctors saying, we don't really do them here? Well, there's probably no lab that does them. Also, if there's not a need, because Asians they're not prevalent stone makers, ain't nobody gonna make money off 24-hour urine collections in Asia. So we got to remember everything's a business as well. What are doctors looking for? We are looking for, I'm not a doctor, I'm a nurse. They are looking, so a doctor should order 24-hour urine collection. Many do not. Many will say, let's wait for the second stone. And why? That's like saying, let's wait for your blood pressure to get even higher. Why are we doing this? Why are we waiting for a medical condition to get worse? If you have a kidney stone, people, knock, knock. Tell your doctor you want a 24-hour urine collection. You don't need one. Yes, I do, doctor. I want a 24-hour urine collection because I want to do everything I can to prevent another kidney stone. When you say that, you typically get it. Okay. Now, we've got to recognize, and I've said this before, these men and women are surgeons. That's what they went to school to do. A lot of years. My experience shows me and tells me these surgeons, they do a damn good job overall, getting kidney stones out. That's their job, along with other things. They're not just doing kidney stones. They just want to make money, Jill. That's why they're not talking about prevention. They have no time to tell you how to do a low-salt diet. They are running from follow-up to follow-up after all these surgeries, okay? And then they're in surgery 3 days a week. So that's not the case. They're not telling you about prevention so they can make money off you. That's not. They make plenty of money, promise. The other thing is they don't know how to tell you about dietary changes. They didn't go to school for that, so they're surgeons. So a lot of them may not think to order the urine collection. Some of them don't know how to really read the urine collections and tell you what to do with them after they get it. So if you have a doctor that does order urine collections and they do know how to read the urine collection, here's the things they're looking for. How much water is the patient drinking? What's their sodium like? What's their citrate level like? How is their 24-hour pH? What is their calcium number telling us? What is their potassium number? What is their supersaturations? Take the kidney stone prevention course. It's $40 off right now. You'll learn about all this. What are the supersaturations for uric acid, for calcium phosphate, for calcium oxalate? Supersaturations is a very complicated thing, but like there's certain testing companies like Litholink that will do supersaturations. Those are very important. Those numbers are the driving force of stone formation. And they're going to tell the doctor how saturated your urine is with each crystal type, which will tell the doctor what your propensity is for each stone type on that day. So again, this is complicated. I'm not going to bore all of you with the details of it, but also I have the urine analysis. Buy that service. I'll tell you exactly what your urine collection is about, and then your numbers, so you can have an educated visit with your doctor. And I will put in here that I tell you about my services because they will be valuable to you and you will get the best possible outcome. But you need to understand your lab results too. Many times you go to the doctor's office, they don't tell you a lot about your lab results for many different reasons. I can, because my mentor is Dr. Ko, and then you can have a really great doctor office visit. Okay, that's a promise. So the doctors are looking for all these values from the 24-hour urine collection. Okay, and that is going to tell the doctor why you're making stones. So it's incredibly important. So my friend says, but Jill, I'm already doing the kidney stone diet. So why do I need it? Let me tell you why. This is what's so very important about doing the urine collection. So very important. A couple things. What we think we're doing and what we're really doing can totally be two different things. Jill, I don't eat no salt. I go over their urine collection. They ate 8,702 milligrams of sodium that day. They don't realize that it's the food they're eating, not just not using the salt shaker. Super important. The other thing, people do the same thing with water. I'm drinking plenty, like a fish. It's a liter I see here, so not so much. But here's why they think that. They have increased their water from 0 to, 500 milliliters now. So they are drinking a lot for them. Again, you've got to talk to people. What somebody says is a lot, ain't a lot for me. Okay? So you got to talk to people. There's that. The most important thing, calcium. Now, dear listener, dear question person, you said you have a family history. So you do have a propensity to make kidney stones. I would really want a 24-hour urine collection on you, because if that's the case, it could be you have high urine calcium despite doing the kidney stone diet. And this happens. And in that case, you may need, goes down a whole tree. Again, complicated. I make things seem funny and adorable, but complicated. If somebody has a high urine calcium, and a 24-hour urine collection is the only thing that's going to tell you that. Don't talk to me about blood. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my blood calcium is normal. Urine's different. If you have high urine calcium, you're only going to know if you do a 24-hour urine collection. And if that's the case, it could be for many different reasons. One of them could be, even though you're eating like a nun, could be your vitamin D is out of whack. Could be your parathyroid is out of whack. Could be family history, and now you need a medication. It's not just for stones. You'll need it because you're losing bone from your skeleton, which could lead to osteopenia and or osteoporosis. So that urine collection is important for all stones. All stones. It's a must, an absolute must. If a doctor's telling you it's not, push back. I never say as a nurse or as a person a doctor is wrong. That's not my place. And plus I have a nursing license to protect. But I will say, as a patient myself, push back. You need it. Many doctors will tell me, Jill, they don't want to change their diet. And they're not being harsh. Most people don't. That's why there's millions of kidney stone formers. Because most people, I'd be rich. I'd be done with work years ago if everybody was calling me. Not the case. People call me when their incident was so bad, they are ready to change their diet. Okay? So the urologists are not wrong in that. Nobody changes their diet. Well, I'm not going to go with nobody, dear doctor, because there are people that do, because I talk to them every day. So that's why I tell you guys, tell the doctor, I'm going to do whatever. I never want to go through that again. When you say these key things I ask you to say, you'll get what you want. The other thing is, a lot of them don't know what to do with the results once they get them. They just don't, because they're not teaching dietary changes. All right. So that's really important. It's nothing against them. Again, they're surgeons. A lot do though, people. So if you have questions, ask them. Lots of times you don't know what you don't know. That's why I say get the urine consult with me so I can teach you all the stuff to ask at those appointments so you make them a lot better. And I made that service because when I was going through my cancer stuff as a patient, I didn't know what I didn't know until I got back home. And I started Googling stuff and I'm like, oh, I should have asked this, this, and this. You go in the portal, ain't nobody answering you for days. And you're sitting there freaking out. So I understand as a patient, more so than a stupid kidney stone nurse. So that urine collection, love, is very important, especially because you told us you have a family history. If everything is ruled out with high urine calcium, say he says, my vitamin D is fine, Jill, my blood calcium is fine, because if it was high, he would need a parathyroid hormone check, which would be another blood test. So if all this stuff is fine, and he's doing the kidney stone diet, and he really has lowered his salt, added sugar, getting enough water, all the things, and his calcium is still high, it is at that point a doctor will say you have idiopathic hypercalciuria, which just is a big fancy name that means he has hypercalciuria, hyper, too much, calcium in the urine, urea. And idiopathic meaning we've ruled everything else out. This has to be genetics now. And if he is diagnosed with IH, it's about 50% of his blood relatives that will also have it, which will put him and his blood relatives at a higher risk for bone disease and kidney stone disease. And again, wherever there's a stone clinic, a bone clinic is close by because of this calcium aspect. So you see, I get very serious about this and very passionate about it because I see this every day. And although you all want to ask about oxalate, kidney stone disease is so much about calcium. So it's very, very important. And this little blurb of education is going to show you and this is a nugget, just how complicated this all is. If it wasn't complicated, nobody would make stones. So not only does somebody need to interpret the urine collection results well, really well, and not only the urine collection results too, depending upon which lab you use, everybody has different reference ranges. Oh, your citrate can be between, as long as it's over 300. It should be over 550 for women and over 450 for men. Oh, as long as your sodium's between 100 and 700. That's ridiculous. So you also need somebody who knows. So patients will come to me and say, well, my doctor says I'm in the reference range. 8,000 milligrams of sodium is not in the reference range, but they're going by what the laboratory said is a reference range. So they think that's good enough, right? So again, guys, so I know where it should be because I understand the research and where we really want kidney stone formers to be. The lab could have just had generic reference ranges, not even for stone formers. So again, there's just so much that goes into this. And if I talk like this all the time, I'd get really bored with myself. So let's get back to business. His question was great, okay? So there's a reason why, even though he's following the kidney stone diet, and that was the brilliant part of your question, brilliant. Even though he's following the kidney stone diet, why should he have to do the stupid urine collection? Because of what I just said, the urine calcium. And because of certain things like, here's another great example. Well, my doctor didn't do a urine collection, but he put me on, lemonade or litholite or moonstone or potassium citrate. Why? You don't even have any results to put you on something like that. And your results may, if you did the urine collection, may say, oh my God, you have this, and now that is going to increase it. And we don't want that increase. Think about your pH. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's way too complicated for one little video. Buy the urine collection consult, guys, if you have questions about urine collections. They're complicated. But for this guy, a brilliant question. So you must do a urine collection. You must. That's how you're going to find out what's going on. You need a metabolic workup of your urine to find out why you're forming stones. You must, people. I'm adamant about it. Dr. Ko, adamant about it. Any guy or girl on their top of their game, urologist, first thing they're going to say, you got to get a urine collection. And if yours doesn't, people, doesn't mean they're bad. It just means They don't know. Or they're telling you what I already told you. They're telling me what I told you, right? People don't change, blah, blah, blah. So push back. In this day of medicine, the way everything's so kind of backed up and everything, please be your own advocate. This is also what we're trying to teach you in this channel. You must be your own advocate. It is up to you to get educated so then you can ask for what you need at your doctor's appointment for better health. There. Did I miss anything? I think that's it. So, so in Japan, you're not going to be able to get them. I doubt there is a lab that does it. And the hospitals, they may not even know what you're talking about either. It's not a thing there because it's probably not prevalent enough for it to be a thing. But many places abroad do not do urine collections. They just don't.
Do you know, is there any like independent way that you can do that away from a doctor?
No, because of insurance.
Gotcha.
And shipping, because there's the urine, it has to be shipped. Mm-hmm. And so it expires. Bacteria starts growing into it over a certain amount of time. So that's what happens. There are people that also have family in the States, so they'll come for a week or whatever and do their urine collection and send it. But it's just tough. Yeah. And I do deal with people all across the world that they just don't have access to it. And so we still tweak their diet, of course, but it's a lot harder. And I always tell them, see if you, like I said, this is a lot for this video. I could talk hours about urine collections. The bottom line is you must get one in order to prevent kidney stones. You must. I'm just that adamant about it. And Dr. Ko is as well. And it's not just us. There's many people. Research, 24-hour urine collections, PubMed, NIH. It will tell you. Okay. Yeah. It's not obscure, people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is a wonderful question. And I didn't realize also that it's not accessible everywhere. So that is, it's almost a reverse medical tourism where people would leave the States to go to get procedures elsewhere because it's cheaper. But it's interesting then that this is one that is not even a procedure, but a test that you can't get everywhere. So that, I feel for people going through that because that is challenging on top of everything else then.
Yes.
But yeah, very, very good to know. Very helpful. Yep. So thank you so much for that question.
It's a wonderful question. And he always, and I wish he left his name. He always asks really just brilliant questions. They're thoughtful and they're pertinent and they're awesome. But everybody that leaves a voicemail, we really love hearing from you guys because this show is for you. So please call us. Don't be shy. Nobody's shy here. We're all family. And leave the question. There's no silly question. Whatever you'd like to know. If it's about weight loss, we'll do that too. About living your best life, whatever we can help you with, we're here and we love it. And we're thrilled and we feel privileged that you do call us. It's like, it's amazing. So thank you for being part of this community. And thank you so much, our dear American expatriate.
Yeah. And that number is 773-789-8763. So we would love to hear from you. But I think with that, we will wrap. And if you want more, head over to kidneystonediet.com where you can find the weekly newsletter, the free newsletter, the prevention course, the prevention community on Facebook, just everything in one easily accessible place. Yeah, meal plans, everything under the sun, Kidney Stone Diet. So again, that's kidneystonediet.com. And thank you again for tuning in. Leave a comment below. Did you have a question for this one? Did we start off with a question? No, I don't think we did.
I don't think we did, but I always have something to ask them to write about. I mean, guys, how many of you have had a hard time getting a 24-hour urine collection ordered? And how did you get it? Did you yet? Tell us about your story about getting a 24-hour urine collection, please, because I want to know, and I can help prompt you on what to say in the appointment in the comments. I'll write you back.
Yeah. So thanks again, everyone, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys. Thanks for that question. So awesome.